Yes, we've all been there before. This shit is more than a game, man. And now, these shirts are more than a game. But did you know that this merch wasn't made only for sportswear? No sirree. This shit more than a game is a lifestyle brand. You can wear the shirts for anything, such as going shopping, working out,
This shit more than a game.
doing chores, setting the mood,
Oh yeah, that's that thing I like.
changing a tire, robbing a bank,
Go, 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 go.
jumping a Falcons fan, and so much more. So purchase your official This Shit More Than a Game merch today for the low starting point of $28.03 and let the world know this shit more than a game. Warning, please see a doctor if you feel you've gone too far with taking this shit more than a game. This shit more than a game is not associated or licensed with any organization or entity except for Jono Barnes LLC. This shit more than a game is not responsible for any fights caused by the shirts. Jono Barnes LLC does not promote or recommend violence of any kind unless it's at the expense of a Falcons fan. You know, I call this segment my opening rant, but I'm gonna be honest. In Jono land right now, there's just not many things to rant about. I mean, come on now. I had Erik McCoy on the show last week, and I'm sure you guys have. Well, I hope you guys have seen that interview by now. The Saints are doing Saints things. We'll get to that later on in the show. And the main thing why I am in no mood to rant whatsoever is because I know I have a lot of Saints majority audience on my YouTube feed. Now, my Twitter feed is a lot more integrated with Saints and Pelicans, but I always told you guys who are mainly Saints fans, it pays to be a Pelicans fan if you are a subscriber on the Jono Barnes channel as well, because the Pelicans are doing the damn thing. And so I am going to use this opening rant segment not to yell or scream, thank you, my dude, Lito. No, Lito, I'm sorry. You see, this is not like no prepare rant. Lito is actually wrong for this instance. I actually was talking way too much during the Erik McCoy interview. We'll talk more about that later. I'm a perfectionist. There were some things I watched when I rewatched it, and I said I got to do a little bit better at it. But for my dude Lito to say that it was a good interview and that he's proud of me, y'all, if y'all don't know Lito, that means a lot coming from his ass. So I appreciate that, Lito. But I'm using this opening segment, y'all, to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans, and they are doing the damn thing. And last year, I called the season of failure, and I put the heat on the New Orleans Pelicans. I was like, the Pelicans better get their shit together, because if they do not go on a decent run in 2023, 2024, and make the playoffs, then there's going to be hell to pay. And they have responded accordingly, okay? I'm not just always the fan that yells and rants on screen. I give the franchises credit where credit is due, okay? I want to give the Saints credit. I want to give the Saints my affection and my love, and to tell them that you guys are kicking ass. I want my apology to be as loud as the disrespect, as the cool kids say, okay? The Pelicans are doing the damn thing, and they deserve some love. So to David Griffin, to Trajan, to Swin Cash, to the whole front office, and to the players, to Zion, the guy who got the most heat this offseason, the guy who still is getting the most heat, and he is answering a goddamn bell. Shout out to the Pelicans, man. I hope that you guys are on board with the Pelicans are doing right now, because it is going to be a fun spring. This April is about to be a hell of a month. It pays to be a Saints and Pelicans fan right now, because you got the draft. If you live in New Orleans, you got Jazz Fest, and the Pelicans are going on a playoff run. Now, where are the Pelicans going to finish, and where is the season going to ultimately end? I have no idea. I'm still like not as sold on a team being like a top of the line contender, but goddamn, we're a top 4 seed as of tonight. We'll see what happens as the game goes live in a few minutes between us and the Oklahoma City Thunder. But we are a top 4 seed. That is facts. That's not opinion. We are a top 4 team right now in the West. And I am excited about the things that are coming up for the New Orleans Pelicans. I give credit to Brandon Ingram. I know that he's hurt right now, but hopefully he'll be back in time to kick ass in the playoffs. I give credit to Zion. They responded very well to the outcry from fans, from opposing fans, from national analysts and media about they need to stay on the court together, where they did that this year. And we see the results. A top 4 team in the West. Where we finish top 4, we'll talk about that later on in the show. But for this opening segment, I want to give the New Orleans Pelicans all the love. That team is showing why this shit more than a game. Because y'all saw last week, we whooped the Miami Heat ass after Jimmy Butler, a player who I have a ton of respect for, a player on a personal level from my days as a ball player who I love, one of my top 5 players who I got to interact with. I love Jimmy Butler. But when you knock on this shit more than a game door, your ass better be ready to see who answers that door. And the New Orleans Pelicans answered that door accordingly. And that made me proud. That was one of the most, that probably was the top this shit more than a game moment so far in 2024. The Pelicans are doing the damn thing. They are showing why this shit is more than a game. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to make, we know we're going to make the playoffs. We never, and I'm not even afraid to jinx it anymore. I don't even feel like I got to knock on wood, all that stuff. No, the Pelicans are doing the damn thing. They have my utmost confidence that they are going to be in the playoffs, and I cannot wait to see what happens in April, and I cannot wait to see what happens in May. I don't know where this train is going to stop, but all I know is one thing. I'm damn sure along for the ride. New Orleans. Are you guys? Welcome to the Jono Barnes Show, folks. But it's shit more than a stream.
Perfect.
And y'all know how we got to start the show off on the proper way. If you are on YouTube, because I don't know if Twitter does the comments, even though I got over 80 people right now watching on Twitter. So shout out to Twitter. Leaving this shit more than a game in the chat right now so we can get the show started off on the right foot. We got a lot of things to talk about today, folks. We got to talk about, because I never have actually formally addressed it on this channel, Chase Young signing with the Saints. We saw the, I don't know if we want to call it breaking news, but the report about Ryan Ramczyk and his knee is not progressing the way the Saints will have liked for it to progress. So his status for 2024 is officially in doubt, and that obviously changes how the Saints are going to operate in the draft in a few weeks. We're also going to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans, and right now they are a top 4 seed, folks. Like I said, top 4. And can they finish the season as a top 4 seed? And of course, guys, we're going to talk about the fallout from Erik McCoy coming to my house to speak about New Orleans Saints, about life, about all things New Orleans on the Jono Barnes Show last week, which was a hell of an episode. It was a hell of a conversation, and you guys did the damn thing. I appreciate all of you guys who showed out when we did the live premiere on YouTube last Wednesday, and I appreciate all you guys who have went back and watched the Erik McCoy interview. We're doing great numbers. I appreciate that. We need to continue to run them numbers up for us to continue to get more guests at the This Shit More Than a Game studios. Now, and I see my cousin Mark is in the chat. What's up, Mark? And Mark makes a good comment that for the Pelicans to finish as a top 4 seed, we do have a very, very tough schedule to close out the season, starting tonight with us playing Oklahoma City, which I wish I was at the arena right now. But, you know, the show calls, and I can't leave you guys empty-handed, right? But I know that the arena is going to be rocking to the side of me. If you guys watch me throughout this whole episode, looking to the side of my screen, is probably because I'm going to be watching the Pelicans and Oklahoma City Thunder. And after what the Oklahoma City Thunder did to us last season with the goddamn elimination of the play-in tournament, we owe them. We owe them. So yes, cuz it's definitely a tough schedule. But like I said earlier in the show, I feel like the Pelicans have been showing that dish more than the game energy. And I feel very confident that we can maintain that 4th seed. Before we get to more about the Pelicans, though, folks, we got to talk about the news about Ryan Ramczyk, and I'm sure you guys have seen it because I see some people in the chat right now talking about it. Ryan Ramczyk, as reported by Ian Rappaport, is not progressing as well with his knee injury that was a concern going into the offseason in the first place. And if you guys haven't seen it, Ian Rappaport reports the Saints are preparing for the real possibility that offensive tackle Ryan Ramczyk is medically not going to be able to play this season, sources say. Coach Dennis Allen alluded to Ramczyk's knee not responding as they had hoped, and it is unclear when or if it will. A true question mark. Now, this is where the human element of me comes in. I truly feel like Ramczyk probably, and I might be very overreactionary to this, but he probably should retire. If I were in his shoes, if I was a family member of his, I would probably say, Ramczyk, football is a very barbaric sport. Your knee is not going to get better. There's no medicine, there's no surgery or anything like that that's going to make Ramczyk's knee better. His knee is essentially, his knee right now is what it is, and it's pretty bad, and we saw it because we saw how his performance was very much affected last season. It was not the Ramczyk that we have come to know and love. And for that to not get better in the offseason, we're already in April, and it's still not getting better after the surgery. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think if I had a headache, a doctor, and I went to the doctor would not say, Jono, you know what would be a good remedy? You to go play 17 football games. Well, Ramczyk has a pretty bad knee. I don't think any doctor is going to say, hey, Ramczyk, you know what would be a good remedy for that? Go play 17 games of football. I am definitely counting out Ramczyk for the 2024 season. And truthfully, this is just me again as a human. I believe that he should retire because there was way more life after football. He's made some damn good money. I don't want to see him be a shell of himself on that football field. So I would suggest to Ramczyk, if I was in his inner circle, to retire. Now, it's very sad, and I know that Ramczyk is a warrior. I know that Ramczyk is going to try, and he's going to bust his ass to try to get back on that field. Even if he doesn't play this season, he's going to try to come back in 2025 or whatnot. But I just don't think the ends justify the means, and I just want him to have a healthy life after the football career is over. So in my personal opinion, he should probably retire. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that he should gut it out and try to continue to play, or do you guys think that essentially this is the end of the Ryan Ramczyk era in New Orleans, which would be pretty sad because we already lost Michael Thomas. We lost Jameis Winston. We're losing a lot of fan favorites this season and probably in the upcoming. I mean, that's just the way the football game works. But Ramczyk is real sad because it's not a performance issue. It's not a contract issue. It's just a health issue. And it sucks because, I mean, just kind of like Michael Thomas, but a bit underrated, that he was on a Hall of Fame trajectory, in my opinion, his first 2, 3, 4 years. Like, he was shutting down some prime pass rushers. We had it good with Ramczyk and Teron Armstead. I mean, Drew Brees didn't have to worry about his left or right side at all. He knew that those two stalwarts were going to hold him down. And Ramczyk was just a dog, man, all pro bowler. He was a dog, as Erik McCoy says, a dog. So it's sad that his career and his body, I mean, it's a brutal sport, right? Like, a lot of human bodies can only take so much, even from the most giant of men. But I think it's Ramczyk's. I mean, you just see the prognosis. You saw his performance affected last year. I don't see it getting any better. Even if he can gut himself to get back on that field, I just don't see his level of play being as good as what we're expecting. And honestly, I don't see that he can even probably get to just being good because, I mean, it's a deteriorating knee, it seems like, from all the reports we're seeing. So I just don't see any type of positive outcome on field for Ryan Ramczyk, which is sad. And I hope that it works out, and whatever he chooses to do, I will support. So if he wants to say, God damn it, I'm going to give him my all, and I will be back on that field, and he tries to, God bless him. Of course, me and all of you guys will cheer our ass off for him. But I, just as a human, like, when I start to see NFL players' bodies coming apart, I hope for them to retire while there's so much life ahead of them, because football is great, in my opinion, the greatest sport in the world, but living life after football for 30, 40, 50 years is just as great. My cousin Mark says, the Saints do not have a quarterback that can afford a less than 100% offensive lineman. He needs all the protection he can get. You're damn right, Marcus. Drew Brees used to work magic in that regard, and we obviously see when we don't have a quarterback of that high IQ stature that can really call. I mean, there's not that many quarterbacks that do have that stature. I'm not trying to take a shot at Jameis, Dalton, Wentz, call anybody like that, but Drew was a unicorn. He really likes Ramczyk, but he needs to protect that knee for the rest of his life, and the Saints need a lineman who can protect Carr. And that brings us to the next point, as Mark says. We got to draft the offensive lineman, folks. And I know it's not sexy. I know it's not going to be a sexy pick in the first round. I know they might have a tight end or a wide receiver in round one sitting right there that's going to be like, ooh, imagine him next to Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. I know that. But, folks, in my opinion, you build your team on the lines, on the defensive line and on the offensive line. We got to get our offensive tackle situation together because remember, Andrews Peters also right now a free agent. And honestly, it seems like he's a critical re-sign that we must now put all our efforts into trying to re-sign him. But our tackle situation does not look good. And hell, just to give my dog Erik McCoy some love, he needs some help. He can't do the whole protection by himself. Him and Ruiz and the whole crew. So we need some offensive tackle help badly. So I strongly suggest, Saints fans, that you guys do your homework on offensive tackle prospects upcoming in this April draft because honestly, if the Saints use their first two picks, the first round pick and I think it's the third round pick. Maybe we do have a second round pick. I should know this, right? I'm doing the damn Saints topic. I won't mind using both picks, both our early picks on offensive tackle. We need to protect Derek Carr and whoever is the future quarterback if Derek Carr doesn't work out long term. We need that. We need somebody that can protect him. And right now it's them turnstiles when you go to arenas, when you get on the subway or whatever. That's what our offensive tackle situation looks like right now, given the 2024 state of the New Orleans Saints as of March 26, 2024. So I know a lot of people have been talking about Brock Bowers as a pick for us in the first round, get some good tight end help or whatnot, or some wide receivers. I get it. I know that you can't wear, or nobody's ever hyped up to go buy an offensive lineman's jersey. Hell, one of the reasons why I was excited to have Erik McCoy on the show is like, hey, we finally can talk to one of the more obscure positional players in the NFL, which is the offensive lineman. So I was glad that we got to know a lot more about Erik McCoy because unless you're like a crazy character like, Kyle Turley or somebody or Jason Kelsey, offensive linemen are rarely given the love that they deserve. So I get it. It's not going to be a sexy pick, and it's going to be probably not that exciting when we do draft one. But if I'm the GM, if I'm Mickey Loomis, I'm taking the offensive tackle with the first pick, and I might be taking the offensive tackle with our second pick too. We need offensive line help. So I see my dude Rose City says he wants to see. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm sorry, Hurricane Mike says this. Any Saints player that wants to come on the show, we welcome them. I would take Derek Carr on the show, and I know I've been critical of Derek Carr. I would take Dennis Allen. That would be must-see TV, right? I would take Dennis Allen on the show. I'm critical, but I'm respectful, and I am always willing to let any of the guests give it right back to me. So, like, if Dennis Allen ever came on the show, he was like, Jono, you talked a lot of smack, and let me tell you why you were stupid. I would sit back and I would listen because I'm a respectful person, and I'm like, you know what? I am always willing to – I'm not going to be the type that dishes it out but can't take it. So I would take any Saints player on the show, Mikey, including Ramczyk, but any Saints player that wants to come, hit your boy up. Y'all saw how good that Erik McCoy interview was. Imagine Saints players – what we can do with you guys. I see Jerry says that the new NFL rules suck. Maybe we'll get to that later on the show, but I do think that the kickoff rule is actually not as bad as fans are making it out to be. I think the kickoffs are going to be a lot more exciting. Now, I know fans are disappointed that it means that offsides. So I'm drawing a blank. Onside kicks are now basically obsolete, and we know in New Orleans, onside kick is like holy ground after Super Bowl 44, but I do think that the regular kickoffs are now going to be a lot more fun. And obviously the hip tackle, which a lot of players, defensive players in the NFL are very, very mad at, including our own Cam Jordan. Now that's one that I understand the NFL is trying to make the game a lot more safe, but man, it feels like every offseason the defense gets put more and more behind the eight ball on how they're going to be able to attack the games. And, you see the memes and the jokes that we're like this close to turning into flag football, but I mean, because it's hypocritical in my opinion too, right? The NFL always preaches player safety, but then we got also announced today Christmas game this year again, which is a Wednesday, which means that it's going to be a 4-day rest for whatever teams get chosen to play on Christmas. And, you got eventually 18 games that the NFL is going to want to do as a league. But then they turn around and say, well, we got to do player safety and we got to ban these tackles because they're dangerous and whatnot. It's the NFL is all about making money. Obviously, it's easy for them to enforce strict rules against the defense because they make a lot more money on offense than they do on defense as far as selling the league. But I hear you about the rules, Jerry. I definitely hear you about the rules. Mikey, we will get to your voicemails. But for everybody watching on YouTube right now, I just need you guys to do me one quick favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, folks. It's easy. It's right there. Hit the like button. And if you're new to the Jono Barnes channel on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I mean, come on. What other channel, and there ain't many, I probably could count on one hand, what other channel do you guys know gets NFL players of their favorite team to come and chill at their house? I'll tell you what, only one, and that's the Jono Barnes Show. Now, another thing that happened that I was too busy trying to get this Erik McCoy interview to go smoothly that I didn't really get a chance to get my reaction to, and that is Chase Young signing with the New Orleans Saints. And I know a lot of you guys were excited. And then I know a lot of you guys weren't as excited because you saw that the day after they announced that Chase Young had to undergo neck surgery. So he's essentially going to miss OTAs, he's going to miss minicamp, and he's going to miss training camp. So everybody was like, well, damn, we get this guy $13 million guaranteed, and he's not even guaranteed to play the first game of the season. Hopefully the Saints are optimistic that he will play the first game of the season, but I think we're also scarred as a fan base that it's like, damn, man, every time we get, exciting players or whatever, whether it be in the draft or whether it be in free agency, it's always a caveat of, yeah, but if they're healthy. Well, we're tired of the ifs. We're tired of the if they're healthy. We want these players healthy, right? And so when the Chase Young news dropped about him needing neck surgery, everybody was like, well, what the hell? Like, what is this team's obsession with signing players, specifically defensive players who always have a big health cloud over them? So here's the contract, though, because Adam Schefter was a little bit disingenuous with his reporting. Like, he first reported, and it was obviously coming from Chase Young agent to make Chase and his agent look good, that it was $13 million guaranteed. Well, it was not exactly $13 million guaranteed, folks. The $13 million contract includes $8 million in per game roster bonuses, per source to Jonathan Jones. The base of the contract is $2.7 million. He got a signing bonus of $1.86 million. He gets a workout bonus of $450,000. And again, the per game roster bonus is $8 million. So essentially, he needs to play games to get his money. So it is not as bad when you see that as when you see Adam Schefter say that it's a $13 million contract. So that makes the signing way better in my opinion because it's essentially a prove-it deal. And it's not going to do anything to our cap space at all. It's not doing anything to our cap space at all. So it's a great move because Chase Young has all the potential in the world. He's been a bit of a disappointment given his potential, but he has all the potential in the world. And I know. We heard the same damn thing with Marcus Davenport. We see the damn same thing with Payne Turner, with Isaiah Foskey. We're tired of potential. I know we're tired of buzzwords of if they're healthy, and we're tired of the buzzwords of potential. But Chase Young has potential. And like we've seen that when he has it on his mind, he can dominate. Now, I get it. I just say the same damn point about Ramczyk. If I got a bad neck and I go to a doctor ain't going to say, you know what the remedy is? Go play 17 games of football. So I get fans' concern about, is this guy ever going to be the great prospect that we all think that he can be because he has neck issues at such a young age? And that's a very valid point, and we will see. However, when his contract is only $2.7 million and the rest has to be because of games played, you take that risk 10 out of 10 times, folks. You make that risk 10 out of 10 times. So I love the signing. It's either going to work out or it's not. But if it doesn't work out, well, you know what? Isn't that a win-win? Because a lot of us fans are ready to be done with Dennis Allen in the first place, right? So Chase Young not living up to the expectations means that we're probably going to have a disappointing season, right? Which means that Dennis Allen is going to be on the first train out of I don't know how in bed with Dennis Allen and Mickey Loomis is, but that's what we want, right? So it's a win-win to me. It's a win-win. I love the move now. I love the move when I saw the actual specific breakdown of the contract. Now, Do I think Chase Young is going to save the Saints? Do I think Chase Young is like this miracle worker? Hell no. Hell no. And I know a lot of fans were like really excited, and it always brings me back to the Saints offseason cycle, which is the offseason begins, we make a splashy move, and then you get it. Not all the fans, but you get a few fans saying, oh, this is the year. This is the free agent signing day. We needed to turn things around. Well, I don't know if Chase Young is that good. He has potential to be that good, but again, potential only goes so far in the NFL. So I'm excited for the move and the fact that it's a very, very cheap contract, all things considered. And if he does wind up making all $13 million guaranteed, well, then that means that he played all of his games essentially, which is what we want. And I mean, goddamn, y'all, we didn't get that much pressure on a quarterback last season anyway. So he can't be any worse, right? He can't be any worse. I'm hoping that Chase Young can give us at least 6 sacks, and I'm hoping that his neck recovers fine. And I'm hoping that, this is essentially a prove-it deal for him so that he can make a way bigger contract in the future, whether it be with us or with another team. Or maybe he just goes to Jadeveon Clowney route and just signs 1-year contracts every year, makes his money and lives off the potential. But Chase Young can be a game wrecker, and he is a guy that can win a lot of one-on-one battles, which our defensive line severely needs. So I'm happy for the move. I'm very happy because it's not a huge contract like Adam Schefter reported it to be. And granted, I know that his health is definitely a valid concern, and this kind of feel like that's just the story of the New Orleans Saints for the past few years is that, well, if healthy, his potential. But at the same time, it's not like we got cap space to sign a top-of-the-line free agent, and it's not like free agents are banging on the door to come play in New Orleans. So sometimes you got to take what you can get. And Chase Young, with that contract, let me show the contract one last time. With this contract, again, it's essentially right now 2.7 mil, about 4 million that he's already made just from signing with us. But it's essential to him playing the games. He has to, it's like Herman Miller says, you play to win the game, where Chase Young has to play to get paid in the game. I like the move a lot because of it's a high risk, low reward, essentially, with this contract. So if any fan comes to you and says, man, the Saints are dumb, they paid a guy with a broken neck $13 million guaranteed, say, no. This is the actual contract. Look at the actual specifics. Look at the actual breakdown. And then tell them you probably are the same dumbass fans and analysis that always talk about why we're in cap hell without actually looking at the numbers. So welcome to the Who Dat Nation, Chase Young. And let's show them why Chase Young, and let's share more than a game. All right, and the final thing I got about the New Orleans Saints, folks, is that you all saw it last week. I think you mean low risk. What I say? I say high risk. I'm sure you guys saw, speaking of the Erik McCoy interview, and as long as I continue to grow my audience, y'all just got to accept that sometimes I'm going to say things out loud that don't make sense, but in y'all heads and in y'all hearts, y'all should know what I mean, okay? Because sometimes for a guy with a communications degree, I say a lot of stupid things when I mean to say something else, but my brain just works in very strange ways. So some things come out not the way that I intended to. But yes, like my wife said, what I meant for the Chase Young signing was that it's a low risk, high reward, not a high risk, low, whatever I said. Y'all, Erik McCoy came to the crib last week, and that was just amazing moment in the life of Jono Barnes. And I want to give some love to my production crew of Ziggy, who unfortunately cannot be on the show tonight, of Sean. And I know you guys aren't the biggest fans of Sean, but if you watch the interview, y'all saw what makes Sean a good co-host is that he acts good. I wish he could be a co-host every week. It seems like he likes to pick and choose. Like, yeah, he shows up when I got a Saints player in the house, but he don't want to show up on a random Tuesday in the March, huh? I see you, Sean. Damn Rams fans for you. And a guy behind the scenes that you guys never really see is a best friend, my best friend Lyndon, who did all the lighting and stuff. Like, y'all, for that to be my first interview, I think that we gave an amazing production, if I do say so myself. And I'm not just saying that to stroke my ego. I'm not just saying that to poke my chest out, but y'all got to understand, I've done many interviews in the past, but this was my first time giving an interview, conducting an interview. And I don't even like to use the word interview. It's a conversation. That's why I want to frame all of my special guests with. I'm bringing guests on to have conversations, because it's not some 60 minutes Barbara Walters type interview where I'm trying to grill them. Like I'm trying to get to know more about them, have a cool, calm, casual conversation with all my special guests. And so, of course, I watched it. There's some things I got to do better at, There's definitely some things I got to do better at as an interview with that. I made my notes. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I watched it the first time as a fan, I guess, and then I watched it again, like really taking notes on what I can do better at when I'm giving out these interviews or conversations. And there's some things that I want to work on to improve for future guests. But all together, I was damn proud because I feel like as a perfectionist, that was damn near 90% perfect of what I wanted in that production and in that space. I mean, again, y'all, that was my first time doing it, and y'all saw the lighting. I mean, y'all may not notice that type of stuff, but I do. When you're the guy who's actually conducting all of this, you don't notice it until you got to be the one to actually do it. The lighting, the sound, the camera angles. Man, we did that shit. But that was because we wanted to give you guys a top of the line production. And I hope you guys felt that when you watched it. I hope you guys know that seeing that Saints player on my couch, that's all because of you guys. I don't do any of this without having an audience. And you guys have helped me build the audience where the Saints players are taking notice to what I'm doing, taking notice to this community that we're building, and they're willing to come and kick it with me. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope that you guys saw that appreciation in the production value of that episode. And it's just a start. We're going to do a lot more. We have some other special guests lined up. Some are going to be done virtually, but we're also going to have a lot more guests come to the This Shit More Than a Game studios, and we're going to continue to make history. And that's all because of you guys. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I gave Erik McCoy a very special shirt to end that episode. And if you want this type of special shirt that now Erik McCoy is going to adorn for the 2024 season, well, you only got to do one thing. No matter what, we all know that this shit more than a game, and now you can wear it with pride. Visit www.jonobarnes.com or thisshitmorethanagame.com and buy your This Shit More Than a Game shirt now for the low price of $28.03. You can buy it in black and gold, purple and gold, white and blue, red and navy blue, all types of colors. We've got you covered here on the Jono Barnes Show. So visit www.jonobarnes.com or thisshitmorethanagame.com and buy your This Shit More Than a Game shirt now and let the world know, folks, this shit more than a game. And I appreciate, folks, that as of last time I checked, we got 2.7K thousand views on that Erik McCoy interview, and that's critical, y'all. That's major. Like, you guys showed up with the views on that video. So thank you guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. I think we're like less than 300 views away from 3K. So make sure you share that Erik McCoy interview with your friends and family. Let's get to 3K. Because let me tell you, that 3K makes a big difference between telling potential sponsors, hey, look at this video with 2.7K views and look at this video with 3,000 views. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for all showing love and showing out with the Erik McCoy interview, and continue to do that for me, please. If y'all do, I promise I'm not going to bitch about only having 20 people right now watching on YouTube, even though I do have over 200 people watching on Twitter or X right now, which shout out to Twitter. Y'all know y'all this shit more than the game certified in the Jono Barnes Twitter and X community. I bet you like 100 of them are probably Bucks fans, because Bucks fans are real mad at me at the soundbite that I posted today where I talked about how annoying the Bucks fans are. But there's a lot more great sound bites from that interview as well, sort of like this one. What would you tell the fans? Well, because some fans are still like, oh, that means that he doesn't like Derek Carr and the team doesn't like Derek Carr.
No. That could be the furthest thing from the truth.
Good.
I will be the first person to tell you. And don't let me sound political. If I start sounding political, I'd be like, hey, yo, chill out, bro. I love Derek Carr.
Cool. Yeah, it's good to
From the bottom of my heart, I love Derek Carr. That's number one. Number two, it is like an extremely passionate and an extremely, I'm trying to think of the word. I'm not going to think of it. But, like, when you in it, you in it.
Yeah.
And, like, you lose emotion sometimes. And then that's number two. And number three, completely, the truth of the matter is the majority of that was completely unrelated to Derek Carr. That was I had mental health struggles going on.
Oh, wow.
At that point in time.
Wow. Okay.
So while a lot of people think that was the big thing, like I had a whole bunch of stuff going on underneath here. Like that was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
I had a whole bunch of things going on down here that I was struggling with.
And we never see that as fans, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
This shit more than a game.
Now, I love the transparency from Erik McCoy in that answer. And I love that he was so open about the stuff that we don't see as fans, which was that he said that throughout that whole time period in his life, not just on the field, but he was going through mental health issues. Now, Trader's Playbook has been pretty critical of this. He's saying that Erik McCoy is capping. I don't think so. And I know that we as a fan base are so over Derek Carr that we can't understand or fathom the thought that Derek Carr is beloved in the locker room. But I don't see how that is such a crazy thing to believe. Like, Erik McCoy has no reason to come to me and lie. Like, truthfully, if Erik McCoy did not like Derek Carr, he probably would have told me ahead of time, yo, don't ask me anything about the Derek Carr thing. The fact that he allowed me to ask that is because he's comfortable in saying what really happened, and to say that I got no beef with Derek Carr. It's a passionate game. Two alpha males, we went at it. Is what it is. I take responsibility for my part in it. And he didn't even have to mention the part about his mental health. But for him to be that open and transparent with us, that was really appreciated by me, by my production crew, and I'm hopefully from the audience. So Trader's Playbook, I got mad love for you, but I don't think that was cap at all. I think that he genuinely loves Derek Carr. Now, you can love somebody and maybe not believe that this guy is a top of the line quarterback, or that this is the guy that's going to take us to the Super Bowl. He didn't say all that. Like, him talking about Drew Brees in that interview, if you watch the whole thing, to him talking about other players, you see how high of regard that he has for Drew Brees. It's not like Erik McCoy came on the show and said, man, Derek Carr's a top 10 quarterback and he's the man. And no, he just said, I love Derek Carr. He's a good teammate. I don't see what's questionable about that at all. So I appreciated that answer from Erik McCoy. And it made me feel like what we are doing on the Jono Barnes Show is we're giving these athletes and artists and public figures and whoever else is going to come on the Jono Barnes Show a comfortable space for them to be open with us, which is what I love. And I hope you guys, again, can appreciate that. So that was what he said about Derek Carr. Now, this is what McCoy said to the jilted fans like Trader's Playbook when I asked them, what would he tell the fans who are very pessimistic about the 2024 New Orleans Saints?
I absolutely agree with y'all. Over the last 3 years, like, we haven't played up to our expectation, up to the level of play that we needed to. And that's frustrating for me as well. Like,
yeah, you see it. You see it in your play and you see it in your attitude. When you – we'll get to that, but go ahead.
But, like, just know that y'all aren't alone in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody else wants it more than we want it. And, like, I know it sounds, like, very cliche or whatever, but, like, that's the truth. Like, we go in there every day. I've gone in there every day for the past 5 years and busted my ass. And I know that every other person that I'm playing with has done that same thing because we all have a common goal in mind. Like, we all want to go in the Super Bowl. But optimism-wise, number one, I'm really excited about the new offensive hires that we have.
Ooh, yeah, we're going to get to that.
See?
That's music to go ahead.
Bro,
say
right,
no, go ahead. Say what you got to say.
I'm going to let him finish. Because he's speaking my language.
Listen, I haven't looked at the playbook yet. I'll be the first one to tell you. But I just know the scheme that they're coming from. And that scheme is one of the most O-line friendly and efficient systems.
Yeah, music to your ears.
That I think is in the NFL. And I feel like that's something that could really benefit us as a team and an offensive line.
Yeah.
And then look, I've said it for years now. We have the pieces.
Facts.
Like Olave, dog. Shi, dog.
Camaro.
AK, dog. Juwan, dog.
And that's just on offense.
That's just on. I'm just naming offensive players.
Right.
Like defense, we know they don't.
Yeah.
But like all the pieces are there. And so I'm always an optimist. I'm always the guy that's going to look at things on the bright side. I'm always going to be the guy that goes into the season with expectations to make the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. Because if not, ain't no reason we play in this game.
Exactly.
This shit more than a game.
So my takeaway from that clip, besides the fact that one, Ziggy, whenever he does return to the show, is going to be insufferable after McCoy gave that answer. But two, it is great to see that our players. It's very easy, folks, when you haven't made the playoffs in 3 years now, to get lazy, to let your standard of excellence go down. But McCoy is like, no, I'm continuing to go out there and bust my ass. And I actually cut off one of his better quotes from the answer when he says, I don't play the game to be jackass average. And I love that. I love that. That's some true this shit more than the game energy. So now I will say this. Did it make me believe more in the 2024 New Orleans Saints? I mean, I feel like I'm still feel the same non-optimistic point of view today than I did the same I felt before the McCoy interview. But it was pretty damn cool to see a player face-to-face tell you essentially, in layman's terms, this shit more than a game. And that's what Erik McCoy meant with that answer when he said, look, man, we are all going there and we're busting our ass. And you see it, honestly, like as frustrating as last season was, we still got to 9 wins. Shout out to Michael Thomas for being in the chat right now. We still got to 9 wins last season. So, like, it obviously showed that the team is playing with pride and they're playing, like, for each other. And that was confirmed by Erik McCoy. But I really, really liked his answer to that. And maybe it might make the most pessimist of fans say that, you know what, these guys are still busting their butts out. They're on the field. Maybe I feel a little bit more confident going into the 2024 season. All I know is this. If we don't make the playoffs again in 2024, it will not be because of a lack of effort from our players. Because Erik McCoy is definitely going to make sure that all of the guys, not just himself, but all of the guys are giving 110% every game. And as a fan base, I feel like we cannot ask for much more besides actually competition from our head coaching staff and all that. But we cannot ask for much more from our players than to give 110% effort every time they go on the field. So I appreciated that answer from Erik McCoy. Now, we also had a lot of fun on the show as well because we brought up the fact that one of the reasons why the Saints might not be making the playoffs so many times in the past few years is that I am known as a road jinx, apparently, to Saints Twitter and some of Saints fans, even on this channel, that every time I go to a Saints game, I now have the stigma about me that we don't win the games whenever I go travel with them. So I had it perfectly set up. I was like, I'm gonna find a way to address it with Erik McCoy, and Erik McCoy is gonna save my butt and tell Saints fans to chill out. And that he's gonna even probably say we want Jono Barnes at all the Saints road games. It didn't quite go that way.
But like I just like going to the games. Like,
yeah,
I think that's a fun social outing. Like me and the wife will go get dinner. I know I talk about my wife a lot, but
no, shout out to the wife.
Me and the wife will go get dinner and we'll go to a Pelicans game. Like that's fun. That's a good night. That's a good evening.
Hell yeah. That sounds like me and my wife.
But yeah, I'll be rooting for the Pels.
Except I use her credit card to buy the tickets. I'm gonna pay her back, but dang. I tell her, let the investments come in.
That's nasty work, bro.
Let my workers comp come. I got a bad back. I used our credit card to go to the Minnesota game. I was at the Minnesota game.
Oh, word.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. James made it fun in the second half. I was like, okay, y'all get them together now.
Yeah, he kind of went semi-viral.
I sat in the pool of that damn chat. I was like, I hate this team. I love y'all, but I hate this team. Yeah. And I went to Houston, me and my brother. Yo, I'm like, what is going on? Now they got the stigma about me on Saints Twitter that I shouldn't go to any road games because y'all keep losing every time I go.
They might be right.
Huh. Well, that ain't gonna help my
air horns.
I was trying to set him up to like say, oh, nah, he's good, y'all.
Oh, my bad.
And finally, a highlight clip of the interview is that we did, well, actually, Sean asked about, well, hold on, folks, before we do that, my dog, always, no matter what time of the week, no matter what episode, shows love, and that is my dog. You know what? Ziggy ain't on the show, but y'all, because we went and invested so much into the Jono Barnes Show to make sure that the Erik McCoy interview was going well, you still, Bruce, saying get the this shit more than the game air horns. I still don't know where it comes from, though. And Bruce Saint says, I will never be optimistic. I'm going to just let the season ride and see what happens. But Erik McCoy mentioning how O-line friendly the new scheme is a little encouraging, I have to admit. Yeah, and which makes it probably even more of a necessity that we need to invest in the offensive line this draft so that we have the pieces and tools that Clint Kubiak is going to need to implement the offensive system that he is going to want to implement. But Bruce Saint, man, always and forever, thank you so much for the love you show. Bruce Saint, I hope that you saw with the Erik McCoy interview, like, again, when maybe you guys will see, you know what, right quick, I'll play. Look, y'all, like, look at the, I don't know if y'all see on the side of McCoy, there's a blue aesthetic lighting. On my left is like a gold aesthetic lighting. Y'all see the top of the line. Y'all, I mean, look, y'all, Rode microphones ain't cheap. Let me tell y'all right now, like, every super chat that we get, I promise you guys, we invest right back into the show. And I hope you guys saw that with the production value that we tried to give you guys for this special interview with Erik McCoy. All of that is because of the super chats that you guys have given me. Like I said, I don't take the super chats and then I go to Chipotle for lunch every day. Like, I take those super chats, I put them to the side, I let it build up, and then I try to buy whatever piece of equipment or whatever resource that I need to take this channel to the next level. So Bruce Saint, all that to say, thank you, my man, because you have played a big part in helping us get that top of the line production value that we have for the Erik McCoy interview. And that's why I appreciate every time anybody gives me a super chat, whether it's $10 like Bruce Saint just gave me, or whether it's $2.83, whatever. It all helps, and it is all because we want to give right back into giving you guys a top of the line quality and try to take this channel to the heights that we aspire for it to be. So we thank you guys for all the super chats. And Bruce Saint, absolutely, I agree. I do think that if we invest in the O-line with the scheme of Clint Kubiak, that hopefully for my dog McCoy at least, there's a lot more all pros and whatnot in his future. But finally, and by the way, y'all, see we got Michael Thomas and Mickey Loomis in the chat. So shout out to those guys for coming on a Tuesday evening and spending time on the Jono Barnes Show. I guess because Erik McCoy interviewed now a lot more of the Saints players and higher brass are taking notice of the show. But I see a lot of fans saying, hey, maybe I can interview Michael Thomas, like my dude St. John Butler. Hell yeah, if I got Michael Thomas on the show, this is the show for Michael Thomas to be on. No offense to all of the other great Saints podcasts and Saints streams out there, but I mean, come on, Mike. If you ever did want to come and air it all out, you ain't got to go on Shannon Sharp's couch on Club Shay Shay, man. Come show love to the fan base that helped make you the great player and the great name that you are. Come on to Jono Barnes Show. I'll let you air it all out. Mike. Yeah, I'm on board with that, guys. Everybody's saying that I should have Michael Thomas on the show. I'm way on board with that. My dude Valente, a future up-and-coming Saints YouTuber himself, says, I feel like I'm the same way. Let's see how that changes when Kubiak leads a touchdown drive versus the starting defense in week 1 of the preseason. And then Valente, he knows the game. Like, it takes just, I don't want to say the bare minimum, because right now we're real scorched earth on the franchise right now. But it takes a little bit of hope. And the Saints fan base will go maximum overdrive of positive this year more than the game. So we'll see. But the final clip I want to show highlight from the Erik McCoy interview is Sean, of all people, the Rams fan, asked Erik McCoy about the 2024 expectations that he has for the New Orleans Saints. And this is what Erik McCoy said about his expectations on what the Saints need to do to be back in the playoff hunt in 2024.
I'll say this. What are the expectations that you feel like your team is ready to live up to, or y'all really expect for the 2024 season? Like, what do y'all, I know it's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, what do y'all really want to get done? Like, what do you think the outcome is going to be?
I mean, the first step is always winning your division.
Right. We need to get that back.
And Tampa's won it, what,
them Bucks fans,
the last 2 years?
Them Bucks fans, 3. And they've been talking a little too spicy. That
And
fan base is obsessed with us, Eric. You don't see it because you ain't on social media. Like, they really want us to be the rival. And we're like, dude, we know the Falcons ain't the greatest franchise, but that's our rival. Y'all could go play in the kiddie pool with the Panthers. Bruh. Now, right quick. I apologize right there for interrupting Erik McCoy giving out his answer, but boy, that clip just now, that was first 40 seconds of that clip of me taking a shot at the Bucks fans. That got the Bucks fans on Twitter today heated. They are on my ass. But if there's one thing Jono Barnes is good for, if it's one thing your boy is good for, it's pissing off and triggering those Bucks fans. So they just don't know. Like, whenever Bucks fans come and they yell at me, you run free and we hate you and you can't keep our team's name out your mouth and all that bullshit. That's like spinach to Popeyes. That just makes me stronger. That makes me want to do it even more. So Bucks fans, I done gave you guys the playbook 1,000,000 times and I'll give it to you 1,000,001 times. I'm going to continue to try to troll you guys. You can't troll a troll, okay? Bucks fans, I have taken on the throne because I know Saints fans don't give a shit about the Buccaneers fan base. But I have taken on the throne to let you guys know that we don't give a shit about you guys. And I'm going to continue to always try to trigger you guys. So you guys can get in my mentions on Twitter all you want, Bucks fans, and yell at me and say the same damn old comebacks and clapbacks that you guys have been doing for 3 years. And you know what? I'm going to continue to do it with now Saints players on my couch. Y'all don't understand, Bucks fans. Y'all giving me that engagement gets those same Saints players on my couch. Y'all helping me out, Bucks fans. So continue to get mad. Continue to get mad. I'm going to continue to show you Bucks fans why this shit more than a game. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
But
Annoying.
that's the first thing, and I'm like, like them beating us in the divisional in 2020.
That still burns my
And
soul,
then
man.
Them beating us in 22 when Tom Brady came back in that 2-minute drive. I didn't play in that game. I was hurt.
That's why.
But like
that game pissed me off.
that.
Y'all got y'all
like,
lick back in last December or January. That was this year.
We did, but it's not enough.
Well,
So the first thing is winning the division.
they talking smack, but we both had 9 wins, and I'm sounding like an annoying Optimus fan like Ziggy. But I'm like, y'all technically got in on the y'all had the better division or conference record, but it ain't like y'all were that much better than us. So it's attainable for y'all to win the division.
Absolutely.
Unless like one of these teams, and maybe the Falcons have I don't think they will, but I see them making all these moves. But
They making some moves.
it's attainable if y'all can do it. I believe that y'all have the talent to.
Absolutely.
I just need to see it. I need to see it from.
We gotta go do it.
I need to see it. I need to see honestly mainly from the coaching staff. So I'm hoping the new officer people help. I mean, this is me. Dennis hasn't been my, after it's like the Sean Payne clouds over. Sean Payne is probably gonna be the greatest coach of our lifetime, and Dennis is like, he frustrates me, but I believe he can do it to win the division. I just gotta see it, right?
I mean, truthfully,
see it.
Like the time to talk about it is done. Like
Yeah,
we've been talking about it for the last 2 years. Like we just gotta go do it.
Right.
And I feel like that's kind of going to be what I say to the media throughout the year. Like, time for talking about it is done. Last year we talked about the expectation. We talked about what we could be. We didn't live up to that.
Right.
So, like,
let's
start talking about it.
And so, y'all heard what Erik McCoy says. 1, it starts with winning the division. And 2, the time to talk about it is over. And he said he's going to say that to the media all year. We got to start talking about it, and we got to do it. And I agree with that. The time to talk about it is over. It's clearly over because, as you can still see in my chat right now, fans are still pessimistic about the 2024 New Orleans Saints, and they don't want to hear about any type of hype or anything like that. And Erik McCoy agrees with you guys, and he said the time for talking is over. We just got to go do it. Knuckle up, buckle up. Hootie hoo. That's a song for them killers. It's time to knuckle up and buckle up. Are we going to do the damn thing or not? This needs to be, and I said this last year, so we'll see what happens, but all in year, Dennis Allen. Are you going to do it or not? And y'all saw, and I feel bad because I noticed I have a habit. I'm just so excited. Y'all, if y'all know me, y'all know that's just my energy. Like I don't mean to interrupt people when they're talking. I'm just a very personable, very talkative person myself. So I kind of interrupted McCoy there when he was giving his answer to give a very politically correct rant on Dennis Allen compared to what I usually do when I don't have a Saints player on my couch. But I hope y'all see that, though. The same Jono you get after the Saints games and my reaction videos on that, it's the same Jono you saw on that couch. Now, granted, I'm not going to be like, boop, boop, boop. How the boop did y'all do this and all that? I'm going to be respectful, but I didn't go on with Erik McCoy face to face with me and lied about any way I felt, or I didn't like kiss the franchise's ass or kiss Dennis Allen's ass to like say, oh, well, now that I got a Saints player, maybe this is my opportunity to get more Saints players and figure. So I'm just gonna completely go away everything that I'm true to this shit more than a game, and I'm true to you guys. I promise you guys one thing: you're always gonna get 100% authentic Jono Barnes whenever I got a Saints player with me or not. Whether if Dennis Allen ever came on the show, I will be 100% authentic with him. I'm going to be respectful. I'm not a dumbass. I'm not an asshole. I'm going to be respectful to him if he ever want to say, hey, Jono, I'll come on your show. He's not. But if him or Looms want to come on the show, I will be respectful with how I tell him or I express to them how me and a lot of fans feel. But I promise you guys, I'm never going to blow smoke up their ass. I'll be like, oh, man, you guys are so great and you're killing it. Can you tell all these other dumbass fans why they shouldn't be so overreactionary? No, I'm going to be 100% honest. And I hope you guys saw that when you watch the interview as well. But I really appreciated Erik McCoy's openness and transparency. He's a cool ass dude, y'all. He's a cool ass dude. I know earlier in the show I said that fans don't buy offensive lineman's jersey. I might have to go buy his jersey and then get him to sign it for me. Put it in my man cave. Which, by the way, y'all, I don't know if y'all see the updated man cave. We're trying to make it work on the fly. But shout out to my wife for giving me. It was her birthday yesterday, and she gave me a birthday present of making my background look a little bit, not just the Stone Cold dog, the famous Stone Cold dog. This Stone Cold dog, I guarantee y'all one day, I'm going to manifest it. Stone Cold's going to sign this dog one day. Watch. But now we got some other, background stuff too to really make this show a little more aesthetically pleasing to thanks to the great Clarissa Davis Barnes. And I see I got another super chat from my man, the Traders Playbook, one of the Jilted fans. And he says, could Clint Kubiak be the next HC, or will Loomis allow Deere to take all the credit if we succeed? Well, look, that's a good problem to have, Traders Playbook. Like, if we are good next year, who cares who takes the credit? Like, okay, we win 11 games because the offense started kicking ass. Well, then you know what? Yeah, we'll all know that Clint Kubiak is like a savior. But, hey, let's give Dennis some credit, too. I'm not going to get into who deserves the credit and whatnot. Is there any scenario, though, where Kubiak can take control and take DA's job? It would have to be, in my opinion, where the offense was like the number one offense, and it was like clear as day that the reason why the Saints are succeeding is because Clint Kubiak has just revolutionized the Saints offense and offense in NFL in general, kind of like what Ben Johnson is doing in Detroit. But you see that even though the Lions offense is kicking ass, Dan Campbell, who's a much better leader, obviously, than Dennis Allen, but still, it's still like demand there. So there is a scenario, I guess, but that's a good problem to have. It's not something I'm going to be worried about. I'll just be excited that if we are in that scenario where we're having arguments or debates about should Clint Kubiak get the reins as the head coach because he's the quote-unquote real reason why the Saints are back to being successful. You know what the main takeaway from that is? The Saints are back to being successful, and that's all I want. I don't care if it's off the back of Clint Kubiak. I don't care if it's off the back of Dennis Allen. I don't care if it's off the back of both of them. I just want the Saints to be successful, and I hope that Kubiak is successful enough that we do have these, nonsensical, not to take a shot at you, Traders Playbook, but a nonsense argument about, well, is it Derek, who deserves the credit? Dennis Allen or Clint Kubiak? To me, I'll be like, who gives a shit? We're going back to the playoffs. Let's do the damn thing. So that's my answer to that. Thank you for that super chat, though. And thank you to everybody last week who sent out a super chat. What I want to do more is start really highlighting and showing love to the people who send me super chats. So these are all my super chats from last week. Shout out to my dude Ezekiel. I called him Easy E. I don't know if he's on today or not, but he sent a super chat last week. Mark sent, I'm hoping I'm saying this last name right, Pishon. Either way, he sent a hell of a super chat. Bruce Saint, of course. I feel like Bruce Saint sends me one every week, and I really, really appreciate you, Bruce Saint. Charlie Quest and Derek L. First off, let's give these guys some air horns. And you guys get this shit more than a thanks. Thank you guys for sending out the super chats last week throughout the live premiere of the Erik McCoy interview. Again, guys, every super chat really, really helps out the show. I saw Bruce Saint earlier say that it's a charity. Where can I hold on? Let me see if I can find it right quick. He says super chats are charity, and it's very right. They are not requirements. They are, if you want to look at it that way, charity. Transparently, I would love to do this type of content full time. Like, I would love to give you guys a show 3 times a week, 5 times a week. Like, I would love to do content for you guys full time, but clearly, let's be honest, I don't have enough subscribers, enough followers. Hell, I only got 22 people. I mean, that's a testament, by the way, to Erik McCoy. Like, I'm doing a live on a Tuesday with only 22 people watching, and yet he still came on my show. He could have said, I'm not going on no show when you only got 22 people on YouTube, Jono. Granted, I got over 300 people across all platforms because I got over 275 people on Twitter right now. That's beside the point. Like, he could say, your YouTube numbers, Jono, ain't big enough for me to come on your show. I'm going to go on a channel that gets like 1,000 people watching or whatnot. But for him to come on my show no matter what, that shows you why this shit more than the game is to him. But I clearly don't have enough numbers to really do this type of content full time. So the super chats definitely help me slowly but surely maybe get to that point one day where I can do this full time. for you, if you guys want me to do it full time. Maybe you guys are like, hey, John, we kind of like you just once a week in spurts. But I just put it right here now, so maybe one day I could clip this when I do make it full time. I would love to do this content stuff full time. I wish. That's my dream. I'm not in this for fame, even though it's been pretty damn awesome to be considered very niche, but locally famous in New Orleans now. I do this because I wanted to give what I believe is my gift back to the audience, and I would love to just make an honest living doing this full time. I'm a long ways away. I'm not even close to getting that damn YouTube silver plaque that I want so badly, but it's all a part of the process on the ladder of success. And all that to say, with the super chats, you guys helped me build up to that point that maybe I will get there one day. But if I don't, I still appreciate you guys all the more, and I thank you guys for all the super chats. So again, to Mark, this is for last week, by the way, so Traders Play, but don't get mad at me. But for Mark, Ezekiel, Bruce Saint, Charlie Quest, and Derek L, thank you guys last week for super chatting during the live premiere. And of course, right now, thank you to Bruce Saint again and to the Traders Playbook for your super chats throughout this show. I hope one day, guys, I take this channel to even further levels that I can do it full time for you guys. I see. He doesn't have a username on Twitter, but CJ McCullum is 0-9. It's okay. Long game to go. I'm watching from the side of my eye. Long game to go. Oklahoma City Thunder is a great team. We gonna get it right. We're going to get it right. And Bruce Saint says, chasing a dream that's attainable is worth all the grinding tears. Yes, it's been a lot of, well, yeah, I guess it has been a few tears, but that's mainly because the Saints are always losing. That's where the tears come from. But it's been a grind. It's definitely been a grind, and it's a lot more than I guess I put out there. Not that I need to put out there to make myself seem like a sad story or whatever, but like it's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that I do to really deliver what I'm trying to deliver for you guys, and just know that I appreciate you guys. And also, shout out to my wife, of course, the real MVP. Shout out, of course, again to my production crew. So that's Ziggy, that's Sean, that's my best friend, Lyndon, who you guys don't know because he's always behind the camera. Even Evan, I know, even Evan. Shout out to my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. Like a lot of moving parts to really create what we created, not only with my channel in general, but with the Erik McCoy interview last week. And I'm very grateful. I left that interview last Sunday night, or 2 Sundays, I guess now. Very grateful for not only Erik McCoy, but for the support system I have to really make this happen. And all that to also say, God is good, man. God is good. I don't know if we got any black people in the chat tonight, but y'all know when you say God is good all the time, I'm assuming somebody at least said out loud. And all the time, God is good. Shout out to God, man. This is all God that I've had the success I've had so far. And I hope that I can continue to climb that ladder of success. Again, one day I pray that I can do this full time for you guys. And until then, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to get a lot more guests on the Jono Barnes Show, not just Saints players, but hopefully some Pelicans players as well as some other special guests, not just sports. We'll open up the vote to, music artists, public figures. We'll see, but we're trying to turn the Jono Barnes Show into a real major player. But it all starts with the foundation that you guys have helped me build out. So, yeah. Shout out to Erik McCoy. Erik McCoy, excuse the language, is fucking awesome, man. He's fucking awesome. And I still don't think he grasped the weight of how monumental what he did for us was 2 weeks ago. I really don't think he does. Because again, y'all, I'm looking, like I'm trying to see how many fan podcast streams, channels, whatever you want to call it, had got an NFL player to come to their crib. And I still haven't found one. My dude, Hold DeMayo, he's got NBA players and stuff coming to his crib now. That's my dog. Feels like me and him both doing some crazy ass things right now. That's why I'm so proud of his success. But I haven't seen like Giants fans, damn sure not Bucks fans or Falcons fans, like getting a Falcons or Bucks player to come to their crib. And maybe that's about to become the new standard. Maybe it's going to become the new norm that NFL players are going to start going to fans' houses for podcasts and whatnot. And it's probably going to be a bigger channel that succeeds in that one day that's going to get all the credit when people are not going to really notice that it started here in New Orleans and in the Shi More Than A Game studios. It's all good. I'm cheering for anybody or any fan that wants what I was able to experience 2 weeks ago. But shout out to Erik McCoy because that was Again, historical, monumental shot. I know I've said this like a million times already, but it really was, y'all. It really was, especially for a small channel like me. For him to come up to the crib, that's not normal. That's not an everyday thing. Other fan bases and other sports leagues, players are not doing that. And we did that, y'all. We did that. But it couldn't have been possible, not only without you guys, but without Erik McCoy just being the coolest goddamn person on earth. So, again, y'all, show Erik McCoy some love on Twitter if you got a Twitter. Leave it this shit more than the game in the chat right now for Erik McCoy, man. Erik McCoy, you get some air horns again as well, because you did the damn thing, Erik McCoy. Erik McCoy, you did the damn thing. You know who else did the damn thing? You guys said have voicemails this week. So let's take a quick break from one of our sponsors, and then we'll get to our voicemails this week. Because, yes, the power of Erik McCoy. We did get some voicemails this week. Hey, man, I can't believe you guys are still watching this crazy show. Because of that, you guys really deserve something special. Here's a gift just for you for being a fan. Are you going to a sports game or a concert or any major event? Well, buy your tickets from SeatGeek and use the promo code JONO at checkout, and you can receive $20 off your purchase over $50. That's $20 off your purchase. What are you waiting for? You know this shit more than a game, man. And one more thing, folks, one more thing. And to the sponsors, to all the potential sponsors, what are we doing? Like, come on now, I got a Saints player on my couch, and I got 0 sponsors. I've seen smaller podcasts and YouTube channels with sponsors, and I can't even get a goddamn sports betting sponsor. I got a Saints player on my crib, on my couch, at my crib. And I can't get a goddamn sponsor. Now, granted, some of that is on me. I'm trying to do better at like actually reaching out to these sponsors and saying, hey, look what we're building here, something pretty damn historical. You might want to jump onto this shit more than the game train before it takes off. But I'm gonna show them damn sponsors one day. I'm gonna show them damn sponsors. Well, one day they're gonna be sponsors knocking on my goddamn door saying, Jonathan, can we be on this shit more than the game brand? But come on, sponsors. Come on now. We doing some historical shit. And I can't get one damn sponsor. That grinds my gears. But you know what I can get? There's a lot of people in the chat right now saying this shit more than the game to Erik McCoy. And I appreciate you, Slim South. I appreciate you, Bruce Saint. I appreciate you, Valente. I appreciate you, Slim Jonah. And I appreciate you, Hurricane Maggie, because y'all goddamn right. This shit is more than a game. And Jerry said it the old acronym way. This shit is definitely more than a game. Let's get to our voicemails this week, guys. We got a lot of voicemails. Some voicemails we're catching up on because, again, I'm sorry. I've been very lazy with playing them on the past editions of the show, and some current as well. So some of these voicemails are a bit dated, if you will, but I want to show love to everybody who's still showing me love and leaving me voicemails even during the slow part of the NFL offseason.
Jono! Yo, Jono, what is up, my brother? Hope all is well with you and Clarissa and the family. Breaking news, family. The New Orleans Saints signed Chase freaking Young on Monday, bro. He was getting ready to go visit Carolina and Tennessee. I get it. But he wasn't going to leave without signing that contract to stay in New Orleans, baby. We got Chase Young, baby. I just want to break that to you, my brother. I know you're excited as I am. And, hey, I know you're going to talk about it later this week, but I just wanted to break that to you, my brother. The Saints got Chase freaking Young, man. Let's freaking go, bruh. All that being said, who that? And this shit more than the game.
All right, Jerry, I see you in the chat right now. So question, Jerry, are you at this point of the offseason cycle where the Saints made the splashy move? So are you at the point, because it's damn sure sounded like that from your enthusiasm on that call, where you are at the dirty circle where you were saying, this is the year that we turn it around. Are you at this point, Jerry? Let me know in the comments while you're still in the chat, Jerry. Are you at the point where you're saying this is the year that we turn it around? I love Jerry, man. I love Jerry. And Jerry, I talked about Chase Young signing earlier on the show. I love the signing. It's let me get this right because my wife called me out on it a few minutes ago. It's a low risk, high reward signing, especially with the contract where it was reported that it was $13 million guaranteed, but it's really essentially $2.7 million, $3 million guaranteed with all the other bonuses tied in. And he has to make his money by playing in each game. Again, very low risk, high reward. I don't know if he's a savior of our defensive line, but the potential is crazy with him. I know potential. We've used that word so many times for a lot of players, but I am very, very happy with, given the contract, how good of a signing that was on essentially what is a proven deal. I hope that his neck can get healthy so that we can see the Chase Sean that we all know he has the potential to be. We'll see. We'll see. But I love your enthusiasm, Jerry. Never change, Jerry. I love you, Jerry. Never change. Damn, man, the Pelicans are down by 14 points. They got to get it together. All right, next voicemail.
Yo, Jono. Last night I watched that interview. Man, that was cool, bro. Erik McCoy on the Jono Barnes Show. Look, I've been watching your channel ever since the 2021 season. Ever since we lost the Titans in 2021, I found it. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. When football season starts, then that would be about like week 12 of this football season. That would be 4 straight years of me watching your content. So, and I knew you were funny from the jump. That's why I rocked with you back then, and I still do. But I'm gonna be honest, I know I never thought I'll see the day where you have an all-pro, a Pro Bowler, one of the best players on the team in your house. Man, that was crazy. But you want to know my favorite part? My favorite part has to be the end, where you kept asking. All right, you got any questions? And then you all right, we're gonna wrap this show up. And then 20 minutes later, y'all still talking. That was funny, bro. You gotta say, all right, any last questions 6 different times. That was funny. And also it was funny how he told Sean to his face that he is basically dumb, because Sean is dumb. But yeah, no disrespect. I don't care. But yeah, that's gonna end the voicemail, folks. Yeah, do that. This is more than a game.
Well, one shout out to Mikey, because Mikey, no matter what, whether I tell people that I'm not playing voicemails the upcoming week or not, he always leaves a voicemail every week. So thank you, Mikey. 2, no matter what, Mikey's gonna find a way to take a shot at Sean. So you gotta love it. You gotta love this shit more than the game energy. And to his point about his favorite part of the interview being that I probably say it 2 or 3 times throughout the interview. Okay, we're going to wrap up, and then we went another 10, 20 minutes. That just shows, honestly, 1, how much I could talk, I guess, but 2, how cool McCoy was, right? Because he was like, "Hey, man, I got nowhere to be. Let's kick it. Let's keep the conversation going," which we appreciate, because we told McCoy that we were going to do our best to keep it to an interview. And it actually went over 2 hours, and he was more than kind with his time. I can't say enough great things about Erik McCoy. I would love to get him back on the show in the future. He actually said he would be down for that. Again, how good of a guy he is. I love it. I love me some Erik McCoy, man. And again, because of how amazing he was to us, he is officially the first person ever on this shit more than the game Mount Rushmore. So shout out to Erik McCoy, and thanks for that call, Mikey. We appreciate you calling every single week, even though we don't play the calls every single week.
Jono, what's good? It's your favorite Falcons fan. That one Falcons fan. How you been, man? Been a while since I did one of these voicemails, but hey, just want to drop a little voicemail. As you know, Super Bowl 59 is in New Orleans, and I just want to say one thing. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving my Falcons the opportunity to win their first Super Bowl in New Orleans. What are you talking about, man? Y'all won the Super Bowl since 2003. Yeah, right. Whatever. That doesn't mean shit. Y'all had the opportunity to win the Super Bowl in Atlanta. Y'all had the opportunity to come to Atlanta and play in the Super Bowl, but y'all blew it. Sure, there was that mid DPI on the Rams, but y'all had the chance to stop the Rams in overtime. But your defense went to sleep. Blame the defense for that loss. It's not just a missed PI. The defense went to sleep as well. Come on, man. And another thing, if you want a good quarterback, you can take ours. You can take Desmond Ridder if you want. You can drop Derek Carr. Oh, wait, you can't, because you paid him $200 million. Jameis Winston, he's not going to go anywhere because he's ass. He's a terrible quarterback. He added those 7 extra points during that final game. It doesn't matter because he still sucks. This season, we're going to win it all, and we're going to sweep you for sure. All you have to watch us win Super Bowl in your house. It's going to be epic. That's all I got to say, man. Be safe. Peace out.
Well, guys, I'm glad that I'm glad that Kirk freaking Cousins has the Falcons. It's actually a good thing. That's a good thing because it's a lot more fun when the Falcons are delusional instead of when they go into seasons feeling like they are not going to be shit, because it makes their fall that much funnier when they do fall flat on their face. So I'm glad to see that the Falcons are living in delusion. I hope that they continue to live in delusion. I hope that all of the national media continues to hype up Kirk Cousins and gets them thinking that they actually got a shot at making to the Super Bowl in New Orleans, so that when they do eventually do typical Atlanta Falcons behavior, we're going to have a damn good time. We're going to have a damn good time. I can't wait. Get hyped up, Falcons fans. You're damn right. Get hyped up. We'll see y'all next January.
Hey, Jono Barnes. I know I'm really, really late about this, but I went to Monday Night Raw, and you wasn't there, but I seen a couple of people with your shirt on, and I was kind of surprised that they had, like, a lot of people that watch your show. I just wanted to know how you feel about Chase Young being signed by the Saints. And you probably already answered that question. I haven't really been watching your YouTube streams because I've been working out, because I'm trying to get in the NFL too. And who knows, you might be the one yelling at me next time. Like in a couple years, you might be the one yelling at me. Saints fans might be the ones disappointed that I did something wrong or something like that. I just wanted to let you know that I seen a couple people wearing your shirt. It showed on the Jumbotron.
I think he's talking about the WWE Monday Night Raw from almost about 2 months now. But I know one of my homies was definitely wearing my shirt. But he saw a couple people wearing my shirt. So that's awesome, because this shirt actually could kind of mask as a wrestling shirt as well. Maybe they're going to have some fans wearing it at Wrestlemania next weekend in Philadelphia. But it's always pretty cool to see people wearing. I mean, this is like a New Orleans in general shirt. It's not just a Jono Barnes shirt, even though my sexy mug, well, the mic is covering up. My sexy mug is on the back, but I always appreciate and very grateful when people rock my shirt. It's a hell of a feeling. I'll say that. It's a hell of a feeling. And I wish you all the best in your workouts. I hope that you do play for the Saints one day, or just make it to the NFL in general. If you do, I hope that you remember this phone call, because if you do make it to the league, one, let me be on your team so I can make some of that NFL money with you. And two, I promise we will not yell at you if you ever make it to the NFL and play bad, because you are a this shit more than a game pioneer. So I wish you all the best, my man, in your dream of making it to the NFL.
This is Sam from the West Bank.
Hey, Sam is back, y'all.
Hot minute, but it's still the best bank. Jono, I know I've been MIA the past few weeks, but you know I had to pull up to watch you and Erik McCoy in your house. How awesome was that? That's inspiring, Jono. You are killing the shit. Ziggy, too. You know what? I'm in a good mood. I'm going to even give Sean credit. Y'all absolutely killed that interview. I'm real proud of y'all to see the growth that you guys are achieving. I'm real happy to be a part of the This Shit More Than a Game community, and to be a part of a growing channel, and a channel that's doing big things. Erik McCoy was awesome. Shout out to him. He absolutely deserves a spot on the This Shit More Than a Game Mount Rushmore. But Jono, you deserve a spot in the Saints fan Mount Rushmore, because Jono, you are killing it. I can't wait to see what other guests you have lined up. I can't wait to see you continue to grow to 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, hell, 1 million followers. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. And you know why? Because this shit more than a game. And also, while we're here, I'll extend an open invitation myself on behalf of the This Shit More Than a Game community to Dennis Allen and Derek Carr. Tell them to come to your house, Jono, and have an open and honest discussion with you and Ziggy and the whole crew. That's what we really want. We want Jono to now be the channel for all Saints players to come to just let it all out and have fun conversation. So answer the call, DA and Derek Carr. Answer the call. Shit more than a game.
Hey, Sam from the West Bank, we miss you, and I thank you for the kind words. And yes, I would definitely take on any Saints player. Dennis Allen, Derek Carr, Rashid Shaheed, the punter, Lou Headley, Blake Groupie. I'll take them all on. Yes, let me be a channel for Saints players to come to. Well, the couch is open for everybody. New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, Tulane Green Wave, ULL Raging Cajuns, UNO Privateers, Juvenile, Big Freda, Morgador. Congrats on your retirement. The couch is open at the This Shit More Than a Game studios for everybody.
This is James.
Uh-oh.
Just James. And since you were so rudely interrupted, Jono, during your interview, I'll finish it for you. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. I know you are inspired by me with that singing, Jono, but you inspire me, Jono, because what you are doing is awesome. And all jokes aside, that was an amazing interview with Erik McCoy. It was so great to see a Saints player show love to your platform after all of the work that you've been putting in the past few years. I've been one of your first subscribers, and I appreciate that you even let me have fun on your show by using my AI voice changer to have some fun and entertain your show in my own unique way. But that's what makes your channel so great. And that's why it resonates not only obviously with us, your community, but now with Saints players, and who knows how far it's going to grow. You keep doing you keep staying true to yourself, and the possibilities of your show are endless. I'm always going to be here to support, to do karaoke for the fans. And I can't wait to see who you have next lined up. I can't wait to see what other great things you do on your channel. And to you too, Ziggy, because you have helped this channel great as well. You've made this show great. And the great thing about you two is that y'all have been able to elevate the show with the weight of evidence shown holding y'all down. So that's the most impressive thing about all of this. But y'all keep making history. Y'all keep breaking barriers. And y'all keep letting the world know this shit more than a game.
Well, thank you, Just James. And I knew when I sang Tennessee Whiskey that was going to inspire Just James to call. I almost feel like Just James, I did that for you. So thank you, Just James. Thank you for everybody that left the voicemail. I appreciate that. I know it's a slow period of the NFL offseason, so I appreciate when you guys still leave voicemails. The voice line is always open, 504-484-9170. If you ever have any thoughts about the Saints, the Pelicans, or anything, the Jono Barnes, this shit more than the game voicemail is always open. All right, before we close up shop on the New Orleans Saints, still, folks, I want to mention one thing. I don't know if you guys saw, Michael Thomas went on another bit of a tweet rampage earlier today when it was announced about Ramczyk, and he said, Mike Triplett tweeted about Ramczyk's knee not progressing well. And Michael Thomas says, it's like the team uses the same line and just changes the players' names as if there isn't a team doctor and trainers on staff that have nothing to do with it. They trying to protect them as much as possible, but hey, don't mind me. I don't work there no more, but that's the real problem. And then he says, I know y'all memory short. So he quoted a quote from Dennis Allen when I guess essentially he said the same thing about Michael Thomas's and Marshawn Lattimore's injuries not progressing well enough last season when everybody was wondering if Mike or Marshawn were going to come back to play in the regular season. So Mike is still clearly going scorched earth on the New Orleans Saints, which is probably why fans was in the comments today saying they would love to get Michael Thomas on a This Shit More Than a Game Studios couch so he can let it all out, which we would gladly take, Michael. I think Michael has every right in his world to let out his frustration or let out his truth. I'm sure there was a bit of truth to both sides. It's very much a valid thing, I think, to question the Saints medical staff given our injury luck, injury mishaps the past few years. I don't know if what Ramczyk is going through is an indictment per se on the Saints medical staff in this regard, but Mike has every reason to go off on the Saints. It's sad. It's still sad that this is how the Michael Thomas era is ending in the New Orleans Saints world. I hope he finds a new team soon. And it seems like, I mean, he keeps tweeting. So whether it's on my show or whatever, he's got to go somewhere. He's got, I mean, Mike, at this point, you got to find somewhere where you can just vent it all out and speak your truth. Speak your truth. I don't always agree with the methods of how he does it, but he has every right to speak his truth. And yeah, Mike ain't going to stop shitting on this regime until Apparently, Dennis Allen and all of the front office heads are gone. So it's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in now, is that Michael Thomas just really, really hates the New Orleans Saints. But I bet y'all know who Michael Thomas does love. And that's the New Orleans Pelicans. Because right now, folks, the New Orleans Pelicans are the 4th seed in the NBA West. And the question that we need to ask ourselves is, will the Pelicans stay at the 4th seed? Because if you guys see the standings right now, and I'm about to put it up real soon, the Pelicans are currently tied with the Los Angeles Clippers, but they have the tiebreaker over the Clippers. So they are the 4th seed, which would mean if the playoffs started tonight, the Pelicans will be playing the Los Angeles Clippers in round 1, but we would have home court advantage. And the Clippers look real bad right now, so there's a real strong possibility that the New Orleans Pelicans can finish this year as the number 4 seed in the NBA playoff race for the Western Conference, which is awesome. I said it in my opening rant, how proud I am of the New Orleans Pelicans. I hope you guys are on board as well. We have a very tough schedule coming up, though. The Pelicans have a very tough schedule, and right now we are down 73-58 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And that's my thing about the New Orleans Pelicans right now. Again, I'm very proud of them. I don't still feel confident or like strong that, oh, this team is definitely going to win a first-round series. I hope they do. I mean, I feel like, I'm going to be honest, the way the Clippers been looking the past few weeks and the way that we've owned the Clippers this year, I would love to play the Clippers in round 1. I know the Clippers are like the hot pick to make the Western Conference Finals every year, but I would love to play the Clippers in round 1. But we'll see. Like, I wouldn't be shocked at this point if we lose to the Clippers in round 1. I would not be shocked if we beat the Clippers in round 1. But all I know is that the Pelicans look like they are in a comfortable spot where we are finally going to avoid being in the play, and we're actually going to be in the playoffs. Like, we're going to know in the 2 weeks who we're playing in the playoffs. We're not going to have to worry about, oh, man, we got to win 2 games or we got to win 1 game to secure the 7 or 8 seed. No, we are going to be locked and firm in the top 6, guaranteed. I'm saying it right now. I'm saying it. Y'all can clip this, can come back to me if we screw up. We're going to be a top 6 team for sure. But the question is, can we be the 4th seed? That's going to be tough because, again, we got a very tough schedule to close out the year. And right now we're playing Oklahoma City Thunder, one of those tough teams. And we are down 73-58. And it does seem like every time the Pelicans do play above their weight class, we usually we lose. I mean, the Thunder have a pretty good record against us. The Nuggets are obviously the best team in the goddamn NBA, so that's not anything to say that they're better than us. The Timberwolves, I wouldn't be afraid of them, but I mean, they're 5 games above us. What's up, Lala? I see you on Twitch watching the Jono Barnes Show right now. Ziggy's not on the show tonight, unfortunately, Lala. But hey, who needs Ziggy when you got me, right? But I see my dude Slim South says that. Oh, no, hold on, Slim South. No, that's a good point. It's fine if you want more minutes for Jordan Hawkins and Matt Ryan, but we got to give Woody Love some credit, man. We got to give Woody Green some credit. Now, Woody Green is doing the damn thing. He made the playoffs his first year as a head coach. He has the Pelicans as a top 4 seed. I feel like the fans, and I'm not talking about you, Slim South, but I feel like we are so critical of Woody Green, and it's like, man, this man is doing the damn thing as a head coach. Like, he's about to get us to the playoffs for the 2nd time in 3 years. He has us as a top 4 seed right now. I don't know why our fan base isn't more in love with Woody Green the way I feel like they should be. Now, I'm biased. I was a ball boy when Woody Green was a player down here, so I got a nice little personal relationship with him. Not like where I could call him right now and say, what's up, Woody, what you doing tonight, or anything like that, but I got mad respect for him. But, I mean, he's doing what we want as a head coach. Last year was a bad year, but he's about to be on his resume, made the playoffs 2 out of his first 3 years. I just don't see why I keep saying Woody Love. I can't see why Woody Green gets so much heat from the Pelicans fans. Is he perfect? No, but perfect head coaches don't grow on trees. So I think Woody Green deserves a lot more love, to be honest. I see Mikey says that he thinks the Pelicans will secure the number 4 seed. I do too, because I think the Clippers are kind of falling down a cliff. But when I'm watching games like I've been watching this Oklahoma City Thunder Pelicans game from the side of my eye, it does seem like every time we play a team that's like a top team, we always kind of get humbled a bit. And so that's why I'm not ready to readily say that we are a for sure top team. But I do love the progress that we have made this year. And again, I would not be shocked if we did actually win a first round series. But I don't think we're at the level yet. Damn sure not the Nuggets. So I see, where is that comment? My dude Slim Jones saying the Nuggets scare me. The Nuggets scare everybody, Slim Jones. The Nuggets are obviously the best team in the NBA. I'm not saying that means I guarantee they're going to win the NBA championship, but the Nuggets are clearly the best team. in the NBA. But all I have to say, shout out to the Pelicans. Because I said Pelicans whoop ass this year, do the damn thing, no more excuses, none of that bullshit, and they answered accordingly. I did the same thing to the Saints last year, and they did not answer accordingly. And Erik McCoy was the first one to say that. The Pelicans have answered the bell. So I'm very, very happy with the New Orleans Pelicans. And whatever happens, I mean, unless we get like swept in the first round, I am very, very proud of the New Orleans Pelicans. And I hope that if you guys are not diehard Pelicans fans, that you at least show them some love and get on the Pelicans train, because it's going to be a fun April and it's going to be a fun May. And it makes y'all NFL offseasons. I promise you, if you are just a Saints fan, it makes the NFL offseason go a lot faster if you get down with basketball and watch the New Orleans Pelicans do the damn thing. So I can't wait to see. I'm knocking on wood with this one, though. I hope that Zion stays healthy. I know B.I. is probably out for the majority of the rest of the regular season. Hopefully he's back for the playoffs. But I hope Zion continues to stay healthy, man, because I really want to see Zion take it to that next level. And Zion has shown flashes of the Duke Zion that we thought that we were getting when we drafted him this past month. So I really want to see Zion in a playoff atmosphere. And I really still have that inkling of hope that we can get the Zion that we dreamed of when we took him with the number 1 pick in 2019, and that he can be that franchise player that we believe he can be. It's going to be tough. Again, the Pelicans got a tough schedule to close out the rest of the regular season with. But as of now, we are the number 4 seed. The Clippers are also playing some very bad basketball. It's all in our hands, folks. It's all in our hands. And I cannot wait to watch the remainder of the Pelicans season. And like I said, folks, it helps to be a Pelicans fan, because we're going to do a lot more Pelicans shows and discussions in the next few weeks, along with NFL draft talk, of course. And we'll probably do a if the schedule aligns, we'll do a live for one of our road games for the playoffs. We'll do a live stream during one of those games, so you all can come watch a road, not on the road. You know what I'm saying? That we'll be streaming the Jono Barnes Show throughout one of the road games for the Pelicans, whether it be in Los Angeles, Sacramento, or Minnesota, or wherever we finish in the standings. But hopefully that road playoff game doesn't come until late April, early May, which would mean that we had home court advantage and that we were playing the first 2 games in New Orleans, because I know that Smoothie King Center going to be lit if we get home court advantage. So I can't wait. Shout out to the Pelicans. I know right now they're not looking too good against the Oklahoma City Thunder, but overall, as the 2024 season has been, 2023-2024 season, Pelicans have been doing the damn thing. They have been showing that this shit more than the game energy that I love. Shout out to Najee Marshall. Shout out to Jose Alvarado. Those 2 are the leading candidates right now for the 2024 this shit more than the game award winner. And Herb Jones and Zion. I mean, the Pelicans are doing the damn thing. I'm proud of them. I'm not proud of them right now because they're losing, but I'm proud of them. And I can't wait to see what happens the rest of the season. So, yeah, guys, stay on board. Speaking of live streams, guys, if we have any wrestling fans in the chat, I'm thinking maybe I might do a live stream for WrestleMania next weekend. Would you guys join me and maybe Ziggy if we did a WrestleMania live stream? If I don't do a WrestleMania live stream, I'll probably do a WrestleMania reaction, because I really, and I know I say this every year, but I really think my dog is going to make a surprise appearance next week, and I got to capture my reaction on video if he does. Me and my wife probably going to get a noise. Well, not my wife. She's a part of the house, but she ain't gonna be the one doing it. But we're probably gonna get I got a 49ers fan in here. That's cool. We're gonna get a noise on this if Stone Cold makes a WrestleMania appearance next week. So hold on, before I log off, not nicer. I think I'm saying your name right. One, I guess welcome to the channel. I don't think I've ever seen your name before, but hey, this is an open community for all NFL fan bases. This is not just a Saints channel. Jono Barnes is not a Saints channel. Jono Barnes is a Jono Barnes channel. So I welcome all fan bases, and I hope you enjoy the fun and entertainment that we bring with this channel. So, I mean, I see you say no to my question about a WrestleMania live stream, which is fine, but I'm just kind of like, hey, that's cool that we got a 49ers fan in here. Sorry about the Super Bowl, by the way. And my dude Slim South, who I know is a wrestling fan, says the final boss, he's talking about The Rock, is showing out. Yeah, The Rock is showing right now why there's levels to this WWE superstar thing. And shout out to the current generation of wrestlers. But man, I'm sorry. Whenever Stone Cold or The Rock comes back to the WWE, you just see why there's levels Okay, I see. My bad. Nasser say that he's saying no to the Chase Sean about the title. Well, Nasser, I'm assuming you're new to the channel, so do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I promise you're gonna love this channel. And yes, I do try to talk about the 49ers, but again, it's all in entertainment. It's all love here in this shit more than the game community. Your favorite should be Stone Cold, by the way. But yeah, man, when Stone Cold and The Rock come back, they always just show that it's levels to this, man. It's like it'll be the equivalent of like, you know, you watch an NBA game and then Michael Jordan comes on the court. Like, hey, man, the stars that we see today are great, man. But when Michael Jordan is on that court, in his prime, of course, it's a whole nother level. That's like every time I watch WWE with Stone Cold and Rock make comebacks, man, those two just on another level. And, man, I got to feel them, bro. I don't know. I say this every year, but this year, I tell you can ask my wife. Every year I tell her around the time, I think Stone Cold coming back this year for WrestleMania. I think Stone Cold coming back. And every year I get disappointed, but I got a feeling this year. I don't know if you saw Raw yesterday. They kind of they hinted at it. They had Stone Cold in the background of the truck, like a little Easter egg type thing, when The Rock was whipping the ass of Cody Rhodes, and they had like Stone Cold's picture in the back. And I'm like, they didn't do that for nothing. They didn't do that for nothing. Like, there was a reason why they had Stone Cold's picture back there. So I got a feeling in my spirit that Stone Cold is coming back next week, and I really think Stone Cold and The Rock are going to go at it one final time, and I promise you guys, if I don't live stream, I'll have the camera rolling at least. I am going to act a plum ass if Stone Cold comes back next Sunday and gives The Rock one final Stone Cold stunner. I am going to act a plum ass. Apologies to my wife right now. We are going to get a noise on this violation. I am going to act a plum ass if Stone Cold comes back and tells The Rock who's the real final boss next week. So we'll see if we do a WrestleMania live stream next week. That's a lot of live stream. That's going to be what? Saturday and Sunday night. It'll be 3 hours plus of live streams. I'm debating it. We'll see. But if anything, I'll do a live reaction because I got a feeling. I'm sorry, Clarissa. I got a feeling. I think Stone Cold coming back. Yeah, y'all. I mean, I love my wife, bro. Y'all should see the real skits is the stuff that we don't show. Like, I've been blabbing her ear off all day about why Stone Cold is coming back next week. She's not a wrestling fan. She's like, okay, great. And I'm like, yeah, but you got to understand, like, they showed Stone Cold's picture last night. That means that, hey, if you want to see Stone Cold back next week, give me a hell yeah, right? Thank you guys for joining the Jono Barnes Show this week, man. I appreciate all of you guys. Again, I love the super chats, and I love that you guys show out. Keep sharing that Erik McCoy interview. Let's get to 3,000 views on that again, because I'm trying to do my best now to reach out to these goddamn sponsors to try to get them to sponsor the Jono Barnes Show. Because I mean, goddamn, if I got Saints players coming to the crib, somebody's got to want to sponsor that, right? Right? But it all starts with you guys and you guys being the great community that you guys are. So I thank you guys. I saw the comments before we close up shop, and thank you again to the 49ers fan, Nasser Alexander. He said you don't remember. Yeah, you don't remember subscribing to me, but you damn sure will never forget me. Remember that, because this shit more than the game. I saw in the comments everybody says in 2 days it's going to be 3/28, a national holiday. 3/28. I love it. I love it. Yep. So make sure that y'all celebrate 3/28 accordingly. Speaking of special dates, yesterday, folks, 3/25 was my wife's birthday. So I think she's still in the chat right now. If you guys are still in the chat, can y'all please do me a favor? I know it's late now, but can y'all please give my wife a very happy birthday? She's the real MVP of this channel, and we all love her very, very much. So happy birthday again to my wife, Clarissa, whose birthday was on Monday, who made this beautiful backdrop for us. Happy birthday to her as well. Tomorrow, 3/27, is also the birthday of my guardian angel, Dwayne Barnes. Y'all see that? Life is a blessing. Appreciate that you're here. From Dwayne Barnes. It was his last Instagram post before his life was tragically taken away from us. So tomorrow is going to be, this is always a crazy week for me. You know, I get to celebrate my wife, and I love celebrating just the amazingness of my wife. And then you kind of get that reality a few days later that my big brother, who would have been a huge part of this channel if he was still here. But now he's just here with me in spirit. But tomorrow's his birthday. So if y'all can leave a happy birthday to Dwayne in the chat as well, because I'm sure he's watching, smiling down, probably still amped up that I had Erik McCoy at our studio that he had a lot of memories in that house himself, my big bro Dwayne. So if y'all can leave a happy birthday to Dwayne in the comments, I'm sure that he's looking down. Smiling. So we miss him, but his spirit remains with us. And again, y'all remember, life is a blessing. Appreciate that you're here. Love you, Dwayne. Love you, Clarissa. I love each and every one of you guys. Always remember, and happy early birthday to you too, Bruce, and I see you as well. Always remember, folks, it's shit more than a game.
In the words of Jono Barnes, this is more than a game. It's more than a game.
This shit more than a game.